go.
Hi and welcome to the very first episode of Poker Stories Behind the Scenes. I'm Wladimir, also known as Insider 19.
And I'm Herbert, alias Huckebein. It's great to finally be here and to start this exciting project.
It definitely is. In the first episode, we want to introduce ourselves and our project so that you can get a glimpse of what awaits you in the upcoming episodes.
Exactly. First, how did you come up with the idea to start this podcast, Wladimir?
Well, Herbert, you and I have so many exciting stories from our time at pokerstories.wtf, the world's largest poker school. We thought it could be great to share the stories with other poker enthusiasts, at the same time give insights to the poker world.
That's true. We've experienced so much in the poker scene, from exciting tournaments to strategic breakthroughs and funny anecdotes. It would have been a shame to keep all of that to ourselves.
Exactly. And we want to share our passion to poker with our listeners. Whether you're an experienced poker player or a beginner, you'll find stories and insights here that will captivate you.
Wladimir, what's behind your nickname Insider 19?
So back then, when I was actually 19, when I turned 19, I was playing Command and Conquer Tiberians online. That's so long ago. Yeah, that's like 22 years ago. And actually, when I started playing that game, I met a guy, his nickname was Insider 18, and he was really good. He was playing for money, I think, or at least he was winning some prizes. Back then, you could win like some video card or something from, I don't remember who actually sold the game, Tiberian Sun. I don't know who did it, but anyway, he was the guy I met and I played a lot with, and he taught me some strategy, and then he disappeared. So when I turned 19, I think it was my birthday actually, I created that screen name. Yeah, and since then it stayed.
It stayed all the time. That's a funny story.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had some other names. And actually, there was a funny thing that when I turned pro as a poker player and was teaching a bunch of people, some people from Command Conquer found me on a forum and were asking if it's me. And I said yes. Actually, before going to poker, I played also Wolfenstein online a little bit with that screen name as well. And yeah, that's the story. I think I even met someone from Command Conquer at the poker tables. But yeah. And the funny thing is that a guy who I played with that strategy game got me into poker. He was playing at the time, I think 10-20 no limit, so pretty high. Was probably the highest stakes at the time. And yeah, it's really interesting when I remember all that stuff. And he told me that he was playing. And yeah, well, it was a time when Chris Moneymaker won the WSOP.
Wow.
Yeah. So actually, my screen name has a bigger history than some companies do.
It's your brand.
Yeah, it's my brand. Yeah, right. Okay, so what about your screen name?
Huckebein. So let's start with this. Do you know who Huckebein is actually?
I think it must be, with your background, it must be some character in a book, it must be some, yeah, I think something like a book, maybe a story.
It actually is a character.
It
is a character in a story from Wilhelm Busch, and it's basically a cartoon.
Okay.
And like Huckebein, he's a raven. It's a raven,
okay.
And he brings bad luck to everyone. Like he does a lot of weird stuff, and in the end, like everyone pays like getting in touch with him. Like there's the dog and the cat, and he always like hunts them and brings them really bad luck, and terrible stories happen to them. Well, when playing, I thought about intimidating maybe. I don't know why I chose that name, but in the end, it's someone who brings bad luck to the others, and well, in poker that could be nice too. But yeah, maybe yeah.
Yeah, but there other people are usually bad luck for us as well, and have been. Yeah. When I'm thinking about the screen names, I remember some I really disliked a lot, and I think a screen name can make people angry just by reading it, especially if you're losing some money to that someone. Yeah, so interesting one.
Yeah, nicknames, the history with nicknames. I remember, like when I was playing PLO in Spain, the high stakes on PokerStars, there was one guy, incredibly aggressive, and his nickname was Bum Hunteador, like the bum hunter, and he was playing like insanely aggressive, like bluffing without sense. And then we always battled, like it became something personal, and we met and played, and there were a lot of people watching online, and it was always like the crazy, like 500 BB deep river bluff with air all the time, and then you call like with bottom 2 pair and win, and everyone's like, what the fuck, what was going on? So nicknames really can tilt you.
And I know actually there is a story behind the nicknames that a guy. So we played on different poker sites, and so Insider 19 was just my name on PokerStars. And when I played on other sites, I actually created sometimes the same name, but oftentimes a different name. And I know a guy who he had a name. Let me think. It was a fighter. It It wasn't Mayweather or Tyson. Brook Lesnar or something like that. I didn't even know him, and people like to play him a lot, especially like you were trying to get action, and people would want to play him because I don't think they thought it's really him, but when players want to play someone, the name might make a difference. So there was a strategy behind what name to choose and what avatar to choose actually as well. So when you could see, and I disabled that right away. I didn't want to see any pictures of people on PokerStars. You could change your avatar, and people were choosing such annoying ones just for the most part to annoy the opponent. So a lot of psychology going on behind the tables, behind the scenes.
Do you remember the guy from? He was a coach at Poker Strategy, I believe, in the forums, and he always went to poker sites and studied who were the biggest fish or the worst players, and then he created an account and just changed their nickname by one, whatever. There was a 1 in it, and he copied the exact name, but instead of the 1, he put an I or an L, and then he played, and everyone thought like he was like the whale, and then he won a lot of money. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember that guy. Most people will remember that guy. The story is even more depressing because the story is that they were hunting a big whale, and there were 2 guys. So 2 players were hunting him, and they had a deal. I think they had a deal that they would play I don't know, 4 hours, and then the other guy would play 4 hours or something like that. And he was just getting greedy. This is the story I was told. He was getting greedy, and he would not just create the similar name, but also block other open tables with his buddies or with a different account. So the real player couldn't even take a seat. It was that crazy. And there are other stories actually of really good players who would, for fun, start playing like really low stakes and would just go crazy. Would bluff, would lose, would just move all in, pre-flop and stuff like that. And people realize, oh, there is a guy who's probably drunk who wants to lose some money. Let's hunt him. And then he would move up in stakes and also just keep on playing crazy. And then he would move up. And people would follow him up to high stakes. And then he would start playing seriously. And he was just destroying everybody. He would sit there with like 20, 30 buy-in stakes. People just had no idea what was happening to them. So there are some. So basically, you want an image and then exploit others. There are some really funny stories. I remember one of our future guests, Jason Rosenkrantz, who made videos for a coaching site, deucescrack.com. And in one of his videos, he had the move of honor. Do you know the move of honor?
No.
What it's like?
Explain.
So it's no limit, and you are under the gun, so you're the first player to act, and you just move all in, whatever you have. That's the move of honor. Of course, he got all the folds. Nobody called his all in. Nowadays, that wouldn't work anymore. People would realize what range to call. Back then, people would just call with, I don't know, really like queens, tens plus and something like that. So yeah, it was funny because he didn't care too much about the money. Yes, sir. There's a lot of interesting stuff and funny stuff, especially in the early days of online poker and poker strategy, and then through I need to remember the time frame, but when everybody was playing, and it was such a everybody was playing around the world. Yeah,
crazy times.
Right.
So, and what can listeners expect from Poker Stories, Wladimir?
So, well, in the podcast series, we'll not only share our own stories, but we'll also give a voice to former employees of pokerstories.com and poker professionals in general. You'll hear about legendary poker games, strategic masterpieces, wild parties, and the unforgettable moments that shaped our time at the poker school.
Sounds exciting. And what about the future of Poker Stories?
So we have a lot of exciting plans for the future. We'll be teaming up with well-known poker figures, providing some insider stories and insights, and of course, continuing to share our own stories and experiences. We also want our listeners to be part of our community and be able to interact with us and share their own stories if they like to.
Sounds like an exciting journey ahead.
Absolutely. And to stay up to date, follow us on social media and visit our website where you'll find all the information and episodes. Subscribe to our channel so you get notifications when ever the new podcasts are released.
I'm really looking forward to this journey and to sharing all these stories.
Yeah, me too, Herbert, and thank you to our listeners for joining us in this first episode. We'll see you in the next episodes of Poker Stories behind the scenes. Yeah, but the stories will be about poker strategy quite a bit.
And others as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that was it for the first episode. Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah, see you soon, and good luck at the table.
Bye.
Yeah.
Wladimir and Herbert signing out.
Yeah.